Hi, everybody. Matt here from Matt Likes Comics. Tonight's the big night. We're going to give away half my basement. No, I'm joking. We're going to give away some prizes tonight because we made our subscriber goal about 3 weeks ago. Tonight with me, I've got Mr. Steven Gentner. He is here to join the
Show
party.
the flag. I'm here to show the flag and all the great, the wonderfulness that's happening. It's fantastic. Congratulations, Matt. Very, very
Thank you
sincerely.
very much.
Congratulations for your hard work.
Yeah, thank you so much. First things first, the Buffalo Bills are going to win this weekend.
And who are you? Are you playing the Sisters of Charity? Who are you playing?
No, we've got the Denver Broncos.
I can't root for you. I'm awfully sorry. They're orange as well, but Bo Nix is the quarterback, and he is a Duck, and I can't. I have to root against you for as a rookie doing what he's doing with Denver is truly something amazing.
Honestly, I've watched him 3 or 4 times this year, and to be honest, he's pretty darn good. He's just a little off in that game against the Bengals, and I got nervous because if there's one team I did not want to face, it was the Cincinnati Bengals.
Why? What's wrong? What's so good about them?
It's a thing. Well, their quarterback is amazing. They have the best receivers in football as a team, but also the Bills have had nothing but trouble with them for the last 5 years.
In other words, the matchups have been very difficult for the Bills. Okay, I get that. That happens too.
Let us take a moment and say hello to everybody in the chat. Hi, chat. Let's see. We've got
Art.
K Munins here. Hi, Andreas. Big Lyle's in the house.
Hello, Big Lyle.
Belizard is in the house. Thomas O'Donnell, thanks for coming up.
Thomas O'Donnell.
We've got Mark Marshall here tonight. Hi, Mark. Bjorn from Son of Crom is here tonight.
Bjorn.
He's got up, for those that don't know out there, he's put up the first batch of votes for his best collectors of the year for January. So if you haven't already, go to his website and his community page and give it a quick vote. Let's see. We've got JSS Brooklyn here tonight.
Hello, John.
And we have Hagen from Lettuce Comics tonight.
Hello, Big Hagen. I hope you feel better.
And Gotham and Glamis stopped by. Hi, Celia. And Susie Q has stopped by. Hi, Susie.
Hi, Sue.
We've got Ryan Riley. Wow, we've got quite a few people tonight. SideQuest Comics is here. And I think that's everything. Oh, wait, and we've got one in French. Et félicitations aux Canadiens du Canada.
I can translate that for you. Justin Trudeau, go to the dump.
You can't say anything on my channel.
I will say that this is Felice to all of the people of Canada. Woot.
But what this does say in French is, and congratulations to the truckers of Canada. That's what it says.
Cavaliers.
All right. So before we get any further, we're going to show off the prizes that we've got that we're going to be giving away tonight. I'm just going to make myself big real fast. All right. Our third prize is this full set of Men of Steel. All 6 issues from 1986. They're all in new bags, new boards. Number 5. This series has the distinction of having the first variant cover in history. Considering how big the variant covers are now, that was a big thing. The second prize is this mystery box containing 30 comics, 10 DC, 10 Marvel, and 10 independent. Thank you very much, Dave Martin at Kaboom Comics, for helping out. We appreciate very much here at the channel. We'll probably be seeing you soon. And the big prize tonight is a $100 US gift card with Bleecker Street Comics. That can be used, for example, at the Band of Brothers auctions, or to talk to Bleak directly and see where you go from there if you are the winner of that prize. And Mr. Gentner here, Stephen, was very nice to help contribute to that prize, which we say thank you very much.
Well, to all of you there, all of the we, which I'm assuming is me, myself, and I, as an alliterative we. Am I correct?
That's right.
All right. I wanted you to do this. I want you to, with all the fantastic proceeds that are coming into the channel now, to all of you there at the channel, I want you to go out and invest in a Smurfette because I'm extremely concerned for the poor Smurfs up there. They have smiles on their faces, but they're crying on the inside. They're so lonely.
Hi, Bleak. Glad you could make it.
Oh, here he is.
We're just talking about your generosity and
you can see who will be calling you soon.
Yep. So what we're going to do, the instructions are the video. I'm going to go quickly. Stephen is going to show some books.
I am.
While Stephen shows some books, I'm going to drop the link in the chat to the page where you need to comment for the prize. We're going to do the draw about 7:35. Okay? To give everybody here who hasn't put a comment on that video yet a chance to do so. So, Mr. Stephen, you're on the clock.
I'm on the clock. That was always the line in the theater. He says, "You're on." He says, "Well, how am I doing?" A lot of these auctions that I have been going to, I have been focusing on quite a bit of modern keys. And so what I've been doing is I have been bidding, and when I can get them reasonably, and sometimes there'll just be a flat fee of either anywhere from $8 to $10 to $12. And these are like, a lot of these are the B versions and interesting ones that you don't generally get at your LCS unless you have to do a lot. I don't know how the guy gets these. But we'll start with a Rogue. Now, Mr. Matt.
Oh, nice.
Mr.
Nice.
Matt, could you drop the doohickeys down on my screen? Thank you. So here we go. There's Rogue. These are all from various auctions. This is the Black Cat. Here is Psylocke. Aren't these pretty?
They are very gorgeous. I think that Psylocke in particular deserves serious mention.
Here is Rogue from that whatever it is undiscovered country thing where she's out with the dinosaurs doing in her very, very fashionable yet completely improbable costume.
It's a very nice costume.
Bless her heart and all her other parts. Here's another one. This is the same theme with Rogue, except this is a David Nakayama from June of 2024.
You know, Rogue is so hot. I don't know if it's the extra, the white hair or whatever, but like, that really makes her stand out compared to a lot of the other characters we see.
Here is the more Asian style Psylocke.
Very nice.
These aren't, if you go to your LCS, you just generally you're not going to see these.
No, and I believe that. Do you get these through
auction?
Auction. No, okay.
This is the only way, and then what you get to do, and especially with Beta Ray Jim on Action Auctions, he has a pull box of Virgin variants, and then you'll say, "I'd like to have like 3 or 4 pulls." He pulls until you get what you want. It isn't like you pull and you just get what you want. I mean, you just get what you get. He'll go through the box and you can pick out what you want.
Very nice.
I love this one.
That is nice. That is a nice one.
Isn't that fun stuff?
Yes. Now, correct me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
Didn't she start off looking a little different, and then they changed her to look this way? Somehow?
She started out the Anglo-Saxon sister of Captain Britain.
Yes. Okay. So So yes,
And
I'm right.
so, and then they've basically, there was some sort of machinations. The people who follow it, I like, I like both, I like both versions. And then this sort of fusion. Yes, she was British. This fusion. Here is one of the ones where at the end of his auctions, each dollar you spend, you get your name goes onto a wheel. And then the very first spin, he has one particularly good book, which is the first prize that you get. And then as each $100 of sales goes on, he adds more and more virgin variants and high end cool books to the prize pool. And then at the end of the show, for all the people, every dollar you put in, you get a space on the wheel. And then they randomize it, what have you. And I was lucky enough to hit the first pick, and it's the metal foil. It's the metal cover of this
Wow.
cover.
Foil
And it
books.
was free, and this is free. In other words, he gives you these prizes at the end.
That's amazing.
Now, honey,
That is amazing. I've always liked foil variants. It's the one thing I
that's actually the metal. The cover is metal.
Oh wow.
It's not even foil. It's not foil. It's an actual metal cover.
Wow.
This one seems to be getting lots of play. I'm
Well,
not.
It's been a while since Spider-Man's been in a black suit, huh? Does he?
I'm
Do
not-
they do a
it's-
lot of variants with it?
Since I'm not really a Marvel guy, I really don't really have all that. Here's a beautiful She-Hulk.
Yes. That brings
This may
back
give you
memories
some. Now this is just a fun cover. One of my favorite cartoons of Warner Brothers was that Orange Monster. You know, the one that the giant orange monster that Bugs Bunny. You know, he just pulls a table out, then he's doing his nails and stuff
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
Gossamer, yes. I
Oh,
love
my
Gossamer.
stars, you monsters! Oh, you must haven't lead interesting lives. Well, here's the monster eating.
Yeah, I love Gossamer. He's one of the best.
That's his name is Gossamer.
Yeah, it says right on the bottom. Harley Quinn and Gossamer, right there.
All right, there it is. So there's Gossamer, and this was another one of my one of the ones. And then this one, it was a 2-book set where here you got this as well.
Yes.
Isn't that fun?
Yes, and she's doing his hair like Bugs Bunny did. Just about. I bet you she thought he was an interesting monster.
It's so, and he's having a great time. You can see.
That is one of the comics that, one of the cartoons that I've enjoyed most of the Bugs Bunny was the ones with Gossamer because it's just, you know, he was only used a couple of times and it's too bad because he could have been a really, really good character.
You know, the one that is, and Bugs takes the suit of armor and turns into a locomotive, and Gossamer is squeezed into the suit of armor that he's going to try to get him, and he's in the picture that's following him, and he pokes him in the eye and all this stuff. And when he hits him with the lance, then it's a bunch of canned Gossamer falls down on the ground. That's very clever. Here's another Psylocke. Very
nice. Do you have these organized by character, or do you just pull them?
I just random. It is random sameness. Here is another Rogue. This is the one that has the X on the cover rather than the Virgin, but still not a not a lot. It's character centric.
Yes.
Here is, and what's her name? She's somebody, and I can't. Nubia. This is Nubia, Queen of the Amazons.
Yes.
And she's frolicking on the beach.
Very nice. I remember she was introduced to be the sister of Wonder Woman because she was adopted by Hippolyta as well.
Hippolyta?
No, Hippolyta then.
Okay.
That's how I learned it was Hippolyta. That's why.
That's how I learned it. Here's a Juggy. This is another one of the giveaways.
Nice. Very nice.
And then whatever is left after you know, as it goes along, then whatever's left when if your number comes up, then you get to pick among each one of these. He doesn't just hand them out. So each turn, then whoever is the next up gets to choose between all the books in the prize pool. Here's a boys cover. I don't know. There's something about it. I don't know, but it was one of the prizes, and it was
I
near the
love
end.
the boys. The boys, whether it's the comic or the show, I just love it. The concept is so great. What if superheroes were narcissistic assholes? It's great.
They aren't?
Wow. Superman sure isn't.
No, he isn't. Here is this looks to be Black or Spider Gwen, or is this Spider Gwen, or who is this?
I don't think it's Spider Gwen. Her hair is
Spider Woman,
that's more likely who it is.
or is it Silk?
I'm not sure. I'm not very familiar with the Spider-Man characters. That is something I have to learn. Oh, Lettuce says it's Silk. Yes.
Okay, thanks, Hagen.
And Son of Crom says she's hot.
And this is a connecting cover with Harley, with the same by Zerdy, and then they're sharing the milkshake. But isn't that a nice image of her?
It is a very nice image of her. You know, Pamela Isley, when drawn well, is probably one of the best looking women in DC Comics.
And
when they draw her like, you know, with the green skin, not so much.
Yeah, I don't. I prefer her as the how she started, but I'm not averse to the green as well. I mean, I think that then she reminds me of Marta on Star Trek with Captain Kirk, as portrayed by as Yvonne Craig as Marta is because she looks sort of very, very pretty and what have you. And then one of the things that he had a $2. It was a $2 thing. Like you'll have 10 books, and you'll start them at $1. And it isn't that you're getting all the books for $1, but you get to set the market on those books, and then you get to choose. If you win at like $1 or $2, you get to pick all the books or some of the books or whatever, and then anybody else that wants what's left, then they're all $2 or whatever you paid and got first pick on. And one of these ones he was so high on that I pleased him was this little Audrey, and no one was taking the little Audrey, and I said, I'll take little Audrey, and it pleased the hell out of him. He says, "Oh, Steppo, you took the little Audrey. That's great." So I got a little Audrey for a couple of bucks.
Awesome. We're just going to take a break for a second because we have a guest.
Hey,
welcome
guys.
to the show, Alan. The comic
Hello,
collector.
Alan.
Wow, today's been a busy day. Sorry, I've been trying to get here, but
that's fine. You know, life happens, as they say. We were just listening to Steven show some books.
I know he's got his grail. I can see with little Audrey, and he's
yes. I'll tell you, the thing was it pleased the guy that runs the show, and I always feel that if it pleases the guy that runs the show, that might inure to me in some other fashion later on.
Yeah,
I'm not mercenary. I'm just saying.
Okay, so did it work out? Did he then?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Oh well.
Okay, so
No,
we'll let Steven show a few more books, and then we'll let Alan show some books, and then we'll start going to the draw.
Okay.
Okay, Steven.
Now, I'm going to have, these are freshly shown, but they're brand spanking new and they just arrived. So I was going to show some of these as well. Here is Beta Ray Bill. This is cover D, Ryan Stegman, black and white sketch variant, and this is the 1 of 100.
Nice.
Here is the first in-story appearance of the Red Hulk and the first appearance of A-Bomb being Rick Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That is a nice cover too. I love the reflection of the Red Hulk in the
I do too. And the cracked, his helmet's cracked from being hit and stuff. I showed this, and I'll show this first. Here is Batman #1, all in, absolute Batman.
Yeah, I have that. In fact, Lyle sent that to me. It was as an AOK. It was pretty cool.
I like this cover. I like the art. I like them taking license with Batman and applying a
Trying some
different
different
look,
things. Yeah.
very Frank Miller look to it.
He's very
It
thicky. He, he's very thicky, and it looks like he didn't miss leg day.
No, that is
he
true.
he did not, and you would not. And his cowl is that the ears in his cowl are very long. No, I really like the look. Here
Except
is
I find I will say this. Hold that up for just a second. His logo is hard to make out, though. At least
I
for
love
my
it. I love it. So different.
What?
It has that 50s kind of clip art Batman with the juggled letters, but then all you look up above and then you can make out that it is the bat symbol, but in the square like on his chest.
Yeah, I
that is
don't
true.
necessarily like the square on his chest, though. That would be my complaint. But
I don't
the
compl-
fun
I never complain. You know me.
was, it's weird. You probably paid less than I did. I got that. I paid like $15 or something like that for that book.
I've been knocking these. I have to tell you, I have a large number of these the absolute Batmans and the variants, and there are a hell of a lot of variants for these. And
Hmm.
I don't mind. I don't mind going after them because I really think they're fun. I'm not going to retire on them, but
Hmm.
I think that to a certain degree it's defensive, but I really just like the covers. And God forbid that I buy a book because I really like the cover. It goes against my grain.
Hmm.
Here is the foil. This is cover K, NKK Dragoda foil
Oh,
virgin
now that is
variant.
nice.
Isn't that a honey?
Actually, I like the
Okay.
foil better. Something about the color is really
It's
good.
richer. It's
Yeah.
much richer.
Okay, that's hilarious. Did you see what Belazard said? He said the online nickname for this version of the Batman is the Batman who lives. That's hilarious.
I'm going to show one more and then I'll let Alan show. This is a key. And I wasn't going to buy, I was completely blissfully unaware of this. And then the guy started talking it up, and then I got it for people who were not interested. They were very tight fisted. But Matt, do you know what this is?
You said that the other day, and I'm losing my mind because
Jeff,
it's on the tip of my head.
Jeff.
Oh yes, Jeff the Land Shark. Okay, the second.
I just kept on going Jeff until you got it.
Yes.
This is
Yeah.
the first appearance of Jeff the Land Shark.
That's
You
the
should-
book of the month, I would say. In terms of the hot list, it's sort of like
I
the
find
book.
that interesting. This is going to age me, but didn't John Belushi play a land shark on Saturday Night Live where he would knock on the door and he'd be like, "Telegram," trying to get people to open the
Yeah,
door?
I remember that. Was it
Yeah.
a land shark that he was pretending to be?
I thought it was called the land
No,
shark.
it was the Land Shark pretending to be, Candygram.
Yeah,
Candygram.
yeah. And then he would eat them. Yeah.
Yes.
This
And then they
is-
go, "No, you're that shark." "No, I'm not." "Oh, say yeah." Brooklyn's saying it's Chevy Chase.
And
like-
this
I
is
mean-
this is West Coast Avengers #7 from 2019. And just now, and I think it's because of the video game.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I believe
that's
I
what
watched
I'm-
Nate. I watched Nate, who is such a refined young man. And as the game is going on and he's playing with Hagen and Jeff the Land Shark is getting killed and there's problems. And then the teacher is going, shit. No, he's cursing. And he says, I'm sorry. Only when I'm playing is this terrible. It's a rare book. People can't find it. And when suddenly a character when a character suddenly arrives and then people start to look for it, these things have been absorbed or are hidden away somewhere, and the supply cannot match the demand, and then everyone wants to get in because it's a fun thing. And that's the only reason I stepped up. There were like 3 or 4 other books with this. Okay, that's my bit. I have more. Of course I have more, but I will let Mr. Allen show something.
Okay.
You know what's weird about Jeff the Land Shark and that book? The last few auctions that I've been to, they asked for that book. They were like, people were looking for that book. It's the
I
weirdest
just
thing.
posted the link again. We're going to do, after Alan does his round, we are going to have the draw. So you got about 10, 15 more minutes to make a comment on that video.
So you gotta
Alan.
go do that.
Yeah. You have
All
the
right,
floor.
So I'm gonna just show a small book. I was just gonna show this one. I just got this out I was showing somebody this book. So this is Crime Suspense Stories 22. This to me, like this one is a really rough copy actually. Somebody went crazy with the stamp. I don't know what they were doing. They were just
Maybe
crazy
they
on
were
it.
upset by the word crime.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not even sure what the stamp says. It's like kind of a blur. Can you read that? Is there anything on that?
There's certainly nothing I can see.
It's smeared beyond
Yeah, it's all smeared.
recognition.
So somebody went crazy with the stamp, but other than that, it actually presents quite well. This book, to me, is like one of the grails of my collection, actually, because of the significance of this book. It's the one that really I associate with the end of the golden age. So if it wasn't for this book, the golden age of comics probably wouldn't have, or probably would have maybe had a bit more life in it. But this book really created a lot of infamy towards the comic book publishers, especially William Gaines, who basically had defended this book in the most awkward way. And because of that, the media had a field day with it, and then they had to come out with the Comic Code Authority.
They ate him alive, and justifiably, it was a disaster by him.
Yeah, so the story about that is actually quite interesting.
He was on a diet.
He was on a diet. He was on the stand for many, many hours as well. So this was kind of like, him
Zero blood sugar, and they were telling him what a stunk he was. Yeah. And he did not. He got his back up, and it was the absolute worst time for him to do that.
Yeah, so it was just a major gaffe, but a great book as a result. It's a cool cover.
Yeah. The problem I find about that whole thing with with Bill Gaines there, Bill Gaines thought he was the smartest guy in the room, and he realized he wasn't. About halfway through the thing, he was also on uppers most of the day, and he was coming down just as his speech was done.
Well, the uppers were for the diet, right?
Yes.
That he was on. So, yeah, there's a bunch of things like that. It's weird how probably a sandwich could have saved the day. But it's another book. On my channel yesterday with Stephen, we were showing my Fiction House collection. But in the same kind of cubby that I store my Fiction House, I have a few of my sci-fi books. So this is Earthman on Venus. I just love this cover. It's just like this, giant ant, and it's like
that looks more like
actually got her arm in its mouth as well, which is I really like. What?
It looks more like a ant on Venus.
It's the ant on Venus. Yeah, the ant's huge. The Earthman is this guy, I guess. But I don't think. I think she's a Venus girl, right?
She is, and I believe that's a Jean Fawcett cover, and it's an Avon one-shot.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but just a classic cover, classic book. And I was talking about this series a little bit on my channel as well, Captain Science. I actually think this is interesting. They
Hi, Katie.
Hi, Katie.
Hey, Katie. One of the things that I always noticed with sci-fi comics, or especially the covers, they always have, they got the bubble helmets, right? You got the bubble helmets. That's always cool. The girl never wears appropriate clothing. Now,
he ain't exactly just wrapped up himself on this one.
Let me finish. But this is one of the few times where they actually are wearing proper clothing. So usually what you'll see is on the cover, it'll be like they're wearing a bubble helmet shirt, right? So that does something. But then they don't have like any spacesuit, or the girl's wearing a bikini or something silly like that, right? On this one, if you kind of look really closely on both the girl and the guy,
The purple aura.
there's like so that's like their suit. So
Yes, it is.
they can
Inviso shield.
yeah, so they can maintain their sexy look and be protected from the elements. So this
That
is
is
probably
impressive.
the most practical spacesuit I've ever seen on a sci-fi cover.
We
Matt,
also,
Matt, can I ask you a question?
of course,
You were Mr. Ripped upper body strength baseball player. Why do they put those strings on the biceps? What exactly is that supposed to do?
Yeah, right here.
I have
See
no
that?
idea because at the time, no one was wearing them. So, but I see that football players currently are starting to wear them, and it's just an extra. It keeps the arm better so that when the ball, like with the football players, when they catch the ball, they're not they're less likely to get their elbow hurt and their hamstrings.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So,
All right. So there's a purpose to that silly string that they put on their biceps.
Lettuce has it. It produces a resistance so that, like, if your muscle is overextending it through exertion, it keeps things correct so that you don't screw yourself up. That makes sense. Thank you, Hayden.
Okay. Actually, so there is some logic to it. I always thought it was just pure aesthetic that they did that with the thing on the arm. Okay, that's cool. It's always good to know new stuff. Okay, next one is Jet. Jet Powers #3. I always thought this was a cool cover, just because you got the girl being the girl, but you got these little men at the bottom.
Well, it looks like Captain Atom with her.
Almost. I mean, he's got the same symbol on his chest.
He's just not wearing the mask he used to wear then.
Yeah, but this is Jet Powers. So.
Yes, I know it's not actually him.
And what's the title? Is it the what's the title on top?
The Devil Machine.
These books are not expensive and they're cool.
Yeah, this is actually a Canadian edition. This is Superior Comics.
Are Superior Comics superior, actually?
I think so. Just because they're Canadian, so it should be. They should be superior based on that.
I'm trying to figure out what the name of the state will be when Canada becomes our 51st state. I'm trying to figure out what that would actually be. No tariffs, though. You realize?
Oh my goodness!
No tariffs,
I think,
and everything will be better.
I think we should be called Even Newer England.
Even Newer England. Yeah, the Great White North.
North Dakota.
North Dakota.
So yeah. No, Dak. Oh my God, no.
And so here's another book that I like. Amazing Adventures.
That's a great painted cover.
Yeah, this one doesn't get the love that it deserves. Actually, I think it's actually a pretty cool cover and stuff. And the series is actually pretty good. One of them was actually mentioned in The Seduction of the Innocent. I think it's number 3 that was mentioned in Seduction of the Innocent, or number 1. It was one of the two. It's one with the big alien guy and he has like multiple eyes. I'm not sure.
Well, that limits it to I think about 25 covers, but I'm with you.
Okay, well, okay, sorry, yeah. But this one is Alan Anderson cover, and it actually features the artwork of Alex Schomburg inside, Murphy Anderson, Harry Saul, and wow, my arms aren't quite long enough. Arthur Petty.
I can see that the new contacts are working beautifully for you.
They still, I think that's more of a concussional thing. So, but yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I'll just assume the worst. Okay, so.
How unlike you.
Yeah, and then this one, okay, I'm going to actually ask your opinion. So I had 2 options and it was the same price, okay? You guys can tell me if I made the right choice or the wrong choice. So this is Weird Adventures number 10, okay? And I had a choice between this copy, which is a 7.0, restored, yeah? And the restoration includes a small amount of color touch on the cover. So it's slight B1, okay? So this was, right. I think it wasn't expensive. It was like $100, like a little bit over $100, okay?
That's not that's not much for that book. That's a good book.
Yeah, and then the other option was a really low grade. I think it was like a I'm going to say a 2 or a 3, like something like that, in that range. I think it was a 2, maybe a 2.5. It was something like that. It was the same price though. So I was like, hey, and it didn't present that well. Okay. So do you think I made the
Buy
right
the
choice?
book, buy the book, not the label. That's a
Yeah.
better
So
book.
I kind of wanted something that really, I like this cover a lot. I like the girl that kind of looks like a genie or something, you know. I don't know. I just
No,
thought
I
it
can
was
tell. I can tell you what she is. What she is a gal that's from another dimension who was jilted by her lover, who
Oh,
looks
okay.
the prince, who looks exactly like this guy that Doris Day's trying to hold on to right there. See?
Oh, okay. So do you
And
know
then
that?
she
Did you read this
basically
before?
causes all manner of problems to make sure that he goes with her. And then finally the guy's trying to be polite about it and she won't take that, and the woman is going, oh no, and she's the goddess, the green goddess, is causing all manner of problems. And then the guy finally says, he realizes that he can't be nice, and he finally says he rejects her. And then he says some kind of code, some situation of words that are exactly the same thing that the one that rejected her in her dimension said. And then she
Oh,
got all mad, and men are all alike, and all this other jazz. And then she goes away, and then she and Doris Day and the guy live happily ever after.
oh, that's cool. So yeah, I'm glad you're familiar with the book. So
All
that's good.
righty. Okay.
Okay, so that was my little thing. Anyways, so that's
We
good.
will be doing another round after we do this. It's time. We've made people wait. We've got plenty of people in the chat now.
Okay, good.
Time to do the first
Draw.
one we're going to do is for the third place prize, the Man of Steel thing. If you win, if you end up winning, please hit me up on Instagram. And if you don't have Instagram, you can get my email in the on my community page. Okay.
Okay.
Or can they just respond in the chat and say that they're here?
If they're here, then send me.
It's even easier.
Then I'll write the name down, obviously, of all the winners. But my point is, they're going to have to contact me with their addresses so that I can send them on this
So reach
case.
out to Matt through Instagram.
Yes. We have 53 comments, people. So I am hitting the start now. I don't know if you can see it or not, but
Yep. And who's the winner?
the winner is the Gray Man. The Gray
Oh, cool.
Man has
Wow, you got to send
won.
it to England.
Graham.
Wow.
Graham has won that over in England. He's won the Man of Steel. He has won the Man of Steel
Set.
Right. Yeah.
So
Okay.
I know that the Gray Man's not here right now, but he does tend to watch all the videos, so I know he'll get back to me soon. I've
Very cool.
talked to him on Instagram before.
Very
Now,
cool.
this is the same gentleman that we waxed in our competition. Am I correct?
This
Yeah,
is the same
He's
one.
still crying. He's still crying about it. So yes.
Oh, that just makes me feel so good that George III lost again.
Yeah. It was considered the second revolution for the U.S., second time of independence. Yeah.
The second prize is this box from Kaboom Comics.
Mhm.
It is a mystery
Mystery
box
box.
with 30 books in it. So let's take a look. And here we go.
Okay. This is good.
You got a winner.
Casino Comics is the winner of the second
Oh,
box.
you know, it's funny. I was on something else and I saw him win on that too. I think it's rigged. I think it's rigged whenever he wins.
I'm showing you so that it's
I'm
not
just joking. I'm just joking. No, I saw him win on some other thing. Actually, it's just funny. So,
Okay, Bleakers wants to make it complicated. Reach out to Alan to Steppo to Bleak, and then Bleak to me.
that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll have to try and find someone down in South America.
Well, Bleaker, we are going to be doing the draw now for the grand prize. Okay. Ready? Here we go. This will be for the $100.
There it is.
Side Quest Comics is the winner.
Oh, nice.
Congrats, SideQuest.
Congrats, all three people.
Congratulations to the Gray Man who won third prize, Casino Comics who won second prize, And SideQuest Comics, who's won first prize. SideQuest, give me an IG, and I will direct you to Bleecker when the time comes. You'll be able to use this, for example, on the Band of Brothers auction that they do every month, and or maybe Bleecker has something. I don't know how he wants to do it, so we can get you into contact with Bleecker at that time.
I mean, Bleecker has a whole store, so there's
Yeah,
lots.
So
of
when you go shopping with Bleecker, if you guys have got the thing where he can show you, as you're having a conversation or or something like that, or even if you're at church or something like that where he has all the books set up, he says, "Let's go shopping. What would you like?" And I mean, I'm sure that you guys can figure it out.
I mean, $100 is like big money for.
That's 150 Canadian.
It's more than that. It's like more like $1 million Canadian, something like that.
Okay. So, and as I said, if the Gray Man, I can contact him myself probably.
But Bleeker's prices
and
are great,
Casino
so
Comics.
that's my point.
If Casino Comics is here, hit me up on IG. If not, I will find someone that knows you, and I'll hit you up on IG if I can.
Bleak, I think SideQuest is one of the guys at church all the time, isn't he?
I thought so too.
I've seen SideQuest quite often on that.
SideQuest was here tonight earlier. He may be gone now, but he was here.
I think he's visited my channel a few times when we were doing our streams too, Stephen.
I think so too, definitely so.
Yeah, I remember saying his name.
I see Steven Spock is here too,
yeah.
And I see them all the time. And he's one of the Beta Ray people as well. And we all go in there in PSK and all these other people and what have you, and blah blah blah.
Blah 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 blah.
Well, I don't think that's a little much at the moment, JSS, but there's a chance. There's a chance.
So when's the 500 giveaway?
Well, actually,
tomorrow.
I'm not going to go 500
tomorrow.
First of all, I'm at 439. Thank you very much, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
My next giveaway is going to be 714 to give it a little chance to catch up.
And
714 was the last number when Action Comics stopped to go to the new 52. Or sorry, no,
that's about
Superman. Sorry, that was the last issue number of the original Superman series. That is the number I'm going to go. I thought about going to 616, but it was going pretty.
Your subscribers going pretty fast, yeah.
Yeah, they were. It's going a lot faster, and I need some time to decide what kind of prizes I'm going to give out. But it's going to be 714. Will be.
So we got to wait till next week, is what you're saying.
Yes. Sorry.
Okay.
But I do appreciate everybody who Gotham and Glam. I thought about that, but Bleecker made a big deal about 666 today, and so I'm letting him keep the glory. But I want to thank everybody who's come. We're going to do another round of books from Stephen and Alan. But
actually, if you did 666, it would have been funny. To enter, you must give your soul, and you have to sign in blood. That's it.
Do you know what this? You know what 666 is?
Well, we always say the number of the beast.
It's a song by Iron Maiden.
It was Caligula's address in Rome. Yeah, there was Caligula's address in Rome.
Okay.
And he was considered the devil because Caligula was a bad cat.
He was a pretty crazy guy, yeah. I mean, there's so many great movies about.
There's so many. The thing is, it is. I think it's right in the Bible. Is it in Revelations?
I think
I thought it was in Revelations too. That's what I thought.
Yeah. So I think it's Revelations 13:14.
Yeah, Bleecker says it was an address in Rome, and that's exactly what it was. But he was considered the devil. I mean, because he really was that bad of a cat. Caligula was just really a bad cat. And it stuck it to it, and then it became synonymous with the devil.
Wasn't it Caligula that made his horse the leader of the Senate or something like that?
Caligula was the one, and he wanted to marry his sister. All right.
Of course, in Rome, that's not that's no big. That's not a big thing in Rome.
My understanding is there's this whole subgenre on a certain channel that is right into the step stuff. I mean,
okay.
Well, if you think that the Romans are crazy, you know all the things when you talk about Greeks in terms of fair enough. I'm ready to show some books too.
All right, let's make Stephen big. We're going to get. Sorry, that's just funny. The people of 665 probably never got any sleep.
I'm sure they did, or 667. They're all saying, "Oh God, they're parked in our driveway again."
Mm.
Well, my understanding is there's an unwritten rule. If you want to make sure the neighbors don't call the cops, invite them to the party.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's true.
That's the best way to do it. Incidentally, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why, in honor of Matt, who is a big Superman and action DC collector, in honor of Matt today, I pulled out a bunch of Action Comics to show up here, just to in honor of Mr. Matt, because it's cool stuff. And I watched a speculation program over the weekend, and a couple of fellas who are in Canada and in England seem to think that DC Comics is poised to really have a renaissance because not only because the people are finally looking at DC's product as opposed to Marvel, not only on a economic basis because it's less expensive, but these James Gunn movies that look very promising. And I think that the trailer that has Superman and Crypto and all the different characters in there, Guy Gardner, and all the things that are there, properly done, this could be a really, really wonderful time to basically take a look at DC again and just read some of the books from the 60s, and they're not terribly expensive. It's too expensive to get. They really are not all that expensive. If you buy some fancy modern variant for $35 or something like that, which will probably be worth a lot less soon, a $35 book that has survived at a $35 price from the Silver Age of DC still gets you a nice book. And there's a lot to read inside and good characterizations and art. Here ends the lesson. This is the first book that I've gotten that has this, the District of Canada. Too close to District of Columbia. I don't like the District of Columbia either. Nobody does. It's a stinkhole. Here is Helverine, #1, the D cover, but it comes in this cover. I mean, this is how it came as new, that they basically put it into this hard protective shell.
So yeah, I'm not sure why they did that, but I like the back cover of that.
And Alan and I both like the back cover better because M&M's is trying to sell candy, and they know they don't have to say a lot. Everybody knows what M&M's are. So they gave us an X-Men homage with M&M's. Isn't that fun?
It's actually a really great homage. I mean, it's like
maybe
so
the shell is so that those M&Ms don't melt in your hand.
I'm surprised you didn't know that, Richard. I made history with this on Friday, I believe, where Matt Atkinson, or I think was Matt Atkinson, was trying to assert that the first appearance, the time this book was available, was in December, but I proved because of the date stamp that it was November the 16th, and we made history to know when this book actually came out, November 16th of 1964.
No. Well, then what's his name? My Comic Shop or whatever the source
They
was.
can be wrong. They can be wrong, but if they want to find out, they can just call me.
It's fine. To be honest, I always
don't be honest.
No. Except when I'm on your show, because you guys are talking and I try to get the information fast. I try to get 2 sources for everything.
I know it's always wise to double check on fly-by-night characters.
Like when I do my videos, if I'm wrong, it means that I'm really wrong because I've done at least two
sources
for everything that I put in my videos. I want to make sure I give the right and accurate information.
Suspenders and belt, eh?
Yeah.
This is something that is incredibly rare. I've never seen these before, but these are Marvel stickers. And it's where they have sort of like they put kind of a joke on them. The Incredible Hulk, Fragile. Yeah. The Amazing Spider-Man, Come Clean.
Why
Sue Storm, I've Been Framed.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Ben Grimm, What a Mug.
Those have got to be Stan Lee quotes, because he strikes me as the dad.
Always, it has to be him. But these are stickers. These are I'd never seen it before.
Thanks for coming by, Belizard. Good night.
Good night.
Weaseling into the history books. This one is a complete purchase, site purchase, cover purchase. I don't collect Spider-Man, but I just love the cover, and it's an 8.0, very white pages, white paged copy of this beautiful Romita Craven the Hunter cover, and it was just a couple $100. And I just thought to spend a couple $100 for a cover like this with Spidey all over doing various things, I just think it's a cool book.
You know what's interesting about that book? I was thinking about this since you showed it last time. I think the reason we all like it is it's got a kind of a bit of a golden age feel, where you have this giant character and then everyone else is small. I think that's maybe part of it. Yeah.
And you have the Spider-Man, the Spider Signal, like a spotlight, like he's performing, and then Spidey's all over. I just think it's I'm not a big Spider-Man fan. As a matter of fact, I traded away my biggest Spider-Man book just before Christmas this year, and it was a good place to park the money. But I understand, I appreciate Spider-Man. I've just never been a big deal on that. And at the same time, this guy that I bought this from had a pad of Marvel stationery, a pad that, like a tear-off pad that you could get, not like, it wasn't a Merry Marvel Marching Society thing, but it was some kind of a hookup wasn't foam either, because I've got the kit for foam as well. But this is the stationery, and he said, here is a 1965 pad, and I will give each one of you a perfect page of that to go along with your purchase. So this came along with that Craven cover. And his name is Ed Price. And he's a good guy. And so Steve and Spock know who I'm talking about.
Well, Steven Spock just commented about it. So,
Alan, would you like to regale us a little bit?
Sure. I got a few books to show as well.
Awesome.
So I'm going to keep on showing some more sci-fi kind of stuff. I didn't get to show these yesterday, so I'm going to show them today. So
nice.
This is more standard to what you wear in space if you're a female character in the Golden Age. See,
and
she
apparently,
just has a bubble helmet.
Apparently, the Hulk's grandfather.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Hulk's grandfather. Yeah, actually. So yeah, but she's just wearing the bubble helmet, but yet she doesn't really have appropriate body attire. So. But this is
what's on her knee? Is there a name, or is it a date? What's on her leg just to the knee?
Okay, so right here it's just lines. It's just
lines. Okay, yeah. Is that Maurice Whitman or Joe Doolin?
This is
or Zolnarovich.
None of the above.
Solardo?
No, it doesn't say. So we don't know. It could be Murphy Anderson, Lily Renee, Joe Doolin, or Lee Elias. It's one of those.
It's not Lee Elias, but I would say, based on that, I would say it's Lily Renee. To my eye, that looks very Lily Renee-ish. However, look at the background with all those people. Is she large, or is it just there in the background?
They're in the way in the background. It's just, she's in the foreground with the I don't know, Colossus-like guy. He's got like a big ball. I mean, he's got a big ball. Inside the ball is a whole bunch of people too. Can you see that?
He's got the whole world in his hands.
Yeah.
Oh God, Matt. Oh,
yeah.
It just comes to my.
And actually, one of the covers that I was kind of pitching for the top 100 covers of all time was not necessarily this one, but kind of a variation of this one. So this is Planet Comics 56. I was recommending for the top 100 Planet Comics #1. the Dave Stevens variant of or homage to this cover.
Well, I'm sure we'll get a little bit of best 100 cover talk tomorrow when we go on the Biggie Shack show.
Yeah, but this is like a classic Planet Comics cover. And actually, this was reused a bunch of times. This was reused by Dave Stevens, but it was also reused by Fiction House.
Oh, SideQuest is here. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Alan. I didn't mean to break in.
There's actually a pulp with the exact same cover, but instead of a rocket ship, it's a horse. it's Planet Stories that has it. It's kind of cool. Okay, and one of the things I really like is metal bras. I think they're kind of cool. So, like Deja Thor style stuff. But again, you got I don't know, this looks like a kind of painful position. He's grabbing her arm. I'm not sure quite what he's doing, but he's trying to yank her away from this monster, I think.
She's tough.
Yeah, she's tough. It'll probably break, but oh well. And this is a Joe Doolin.
That's a nice one. I particularly like after the girl who's bent backwards. I particularly like the blue evil guys.
The blue meanies.
Yeah, the alien guys.
So
although I would think on this planet we're the aliens.
So you can see like these blue meanie guys are fighting against the
Valkyries.
The Valkyries or the women. So yeah, it's.
Don't you just love the name of the male?
I was going to.
Don't you love the name of the hero, Hunt Bowman? What a great name, Hunt Bowman.
Yeah, The Lost World featuring Hunt Bowman.
I sure hope Hunt's not his middle name and Michael's not his first name.
Yes, Michael Hunt. Yes. Is there a Michael Hunt in the?
In the house.
Yeah. And this is Reese Whitman. Now this is I really like this one. You got the girl, and she's like kind of luring the guys in, and then there's this big space monster that's going to eat any guy that comes over.
What number is that?
This is number 67. But you see all the guys like they look like they're actually scrambling over. I'm not sure. Can you see they're kind of scrambling over each other to get to the girl? I just think it's a really cute concept.
Now, Alan, for just a moment, look at the little black cactuses down below. What do those look like to you?
I don't know. I'm not sure. They're just too small to be what you might think. But I was checking. I don't know. They very interesting shape, very Freudian. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. It's just I like this cover. So that's another one. I really like Planet Comics. Planet Comics has some of the best.
They are great. Covers. They're very good.
And again, I was mentioning that I like metal bras. Well, here about this one. So, actually, this kind of reminds me of like, figure skating or like something where it's like she has to almost plank up in order to do that.
I think that the only people who don't like metal bras are dry cleaners.
Yes, they would be maybe a little challenging to dry clean.
Mm-hmm.
But, she would have to kind of plank up to do this kind of thing, right?
That does look like planking. Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's a funny cover. And this guy is getting wonked in the head down at the bottom. Wait, one sec. Can you see that?
Ow, that's going to leave a mark.
Yeah. So it's just such a great cover. This is, what's his name? For some reason, I thought it was...
Bleecker is saying, Alan, that your book has been mailed apparently, so looking forward to getting that. I am also looking forward to that.
You just reminded me something, Matt. I received a card in the mail today from two people, Sue and Stephen.
I also received a card from them today.
Yeah, it just arrived today. So thank you, Stephen, for the Christmas card.
Well, thanks, Susie. She asked what she went to the trouble. And I was saying to Matt, I just am all about the traditional Santa. And even when it was season's greetings and everybody was afraid to say Merry Christmas, I'm sorry, I never went with that. It's always been Merry Christmas to me because I am a
Hmm.
Christian, and that's just the way it is. I appreciate the other people's holidays, and they
Hmm.
are welcome to them, but I will keep what is
It's Merry
ours.
Christmas, yeah.
I will
But
keep what is ours, and they are welcome to come in. If they don't wish to, they don't have to.
so the interesting thing was the mail came in. I was in a meeting, so I couldn't get the mail like myself. My
Hmm.
wife, whenever the mail comes in or whenever she sees the mail, she immediately opens it all up. And she's like, so she was the one that actually opened up the card.
Good.
And so then later, when I was sort of in between meetings, I got out and she was like, "Oh, do you know who this Susan and Stefan is?" I'm like, "Stefan? You mean Steven?" So I'm gonna call you Stefan from now on. So just so you know.
That's okay. That's all
Mm.
right.
Welcome to the We Mock How Our Wives Say Things network.
Yes, exactly. So,
I
well, it
I
makes you
will
sound
do.
like more regal or something. I don't know,
Mhm.
Stefan.
Well, it's not as regal as Bangu, but it is what we can do.
Yeah. So I thought that was funny, Stefan. Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
we're going to wrap things up here in a couple minutes, but I wanted to take a moment just to talk to my people.
Your
Thank
people.
you so much, my people. I know. So thank
Oh,
you so
you
much, guys.
faceless rabble! Thank you
If
for.
it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be here in this kind of, I really appreciate everybody who's subscribed, everybody who watches. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Go Bills. And if you won, I'm going to post the names of the winners in the description of this video. So if you weren't watching, I know SideQuest has shown up again, and so SideQuest, well, I'll talk to you at some point. And as I said, we're just growing so fast. I had 2 videos trend this week.
Oh,
I was
nice.
absolutely shocked to see it, that I got it over 200 views on 2 videos that came out this week. I was very, very, very honored and happy that people are watching. It is actually encouraging me to make absolutely sure that the information I put out there is as accurate as possible, but
Mhm.
also, but I'm also beginning to see what people like. So I'm going towards that a bit. I want to thank very much, before we get much further, I want to thank Bleecker Street, Stephen, and Alan for all. I mean, I contributed as well for all pitching money together for the grand prize. I want to thank Dave. I know he's going to watch this later. He told me he would. I want to thank Dave at Kaboom Comics for helping me out. And he's in Carlton Place. He's on. If you guys are interested, he carries everything from Golden Age down. He does do mail order. So he has a Facebook store. It's KAH dash boom, but you will be able to find him on Facebook if you're interested.
And he's got a lot of great stuff too.
He's got a lot of great stuff. Alan and I
We
actually
bought a
Alan
lot from him.
interviewed him back in May.
Yeah.
He has an
Yeah.
interview with him on his channel.
Mhm.
So thank you everybody for coming. Hi Francis. Sorry we're wrapping up. Thanks for coming.
Congratulations, Matt. I mean, truly, you're doing very well. It's a pleasure to see one of our boys doing so well, and you have a good show, and you have good content, and you're unabashed about what you like and why you like it, and it really shows, and you can really feel it coming from your broadcasts. It's really good.
I just wish you were a little bit more obvious about what you like. I mean,
Just a
is
little
it
Well,
bit.
there has to be
dolls
a
or
little mystery, Alan, a bit of
is it
mystery.
dolls that he likes? Is it like coins? What is it that you like, Matt? I'm not really sure. So
Strawberry shortcake.
strawberry shortcake. So yeah. So
The edible kind.
yeah,
Yes.
so congrats on the subs though. You now have your own little, followers, and you can
Your
send them out.
cadre.
Yeah, you can send them out like your flying monkeys. Fly,
Your
fly.
padre, yes, your
Okay.
posse.
Join me next week when my guest will be Lady Fantastic. and we're going to go back to our usual format next week. I appreciate everybody. Keep on reading comics, because without the reading, there's not as much fun.
Mm-hmm.
And quite simply, comics are what we all love. My name's Matt. I like comics, and I hope you do too. Thank you, everybody, for showing up tonight.